When you think of Wonder Woman, you likely think of the golden lasso, the invisible jet, and that unforgettable red, blue, and gold costume. But more than that, you think of Lynda Carter, the actress who not only defined a superhero but also redefined what it meant to be a powerful woman on screen. Nearly half a century after she first graced television screens as Wonder Woman in the 1970s, Lynda Carter continues to inspire fans, surprise critics, and amaze the world with her grace, beauty, strength, and resilience. Now, as she approaches her 74, many are stunned by how little she seems to have changed, both in appearance and in spirit. In this video, we'll explore Lynda Carter's incredible journey, from her humble beginnings to international stardom, her personal struggles, heartbreaking tragedies, political activism, and her enduring beauty that continues to captivate the world even as she nears her mid-70s. You may think you know her, but prepare to be amazed by what lies beneath the tiara. Lynda Jean Cordova Carter was born on July 24, 1951, in Phoenix, Arizona, to Juanita and Colby Carter. Her heritage is richly diverse. Her mother was of Mexican, Spanish, and French descent, while her father had English and Scots-Irish roots. From a young age, Lynda showed signs of the charisma and confidence that would one day make her a household name. Even as a child, she exhibited a love for performing. She would often sing in front of her family and participate in talent shows and school plays. By her teenage years, it became clear that Carter was not just a pretty face. She had stage presence, vocal talent, and ambition. These qualities, combined with a remarkable height of 5 feet 9 inches and striking beauty, set her apart wherever she went. Before Hollywood came calling, Lynda Carter made headlines in the world of pageantry. In 1972, she entered the Miss World USA competition, and won. This victory not only gave her national exposure but also the chance to represent the United States in the Miss World pageant held in London. Though she didn't win the international title, her appearance in the pageant turned heads. More importantly, it opened doors. Lynda used the attention as a stepping stone, not into modeling as many assumed, but into acting and music. Hollywood was watching. In 1975, Lynda Carter's life changed forever when she was cast as Diana Prince/Wonder Woman in the television adaptation of the DC comic superhero. The series, which originally aired from 1975 to 1979, became a cultural phenomenon. Carter didn't just portray a character, she embodied a symbol. In an era when female superheroes were virtually non-existent on screen, she presented a powerful, intelligent, compassionate woman who could stand shoulder to shoulder with any man. Her portrayal of Wonder Woman was both strong and feminine, heroic yet relatable. The now iconic costume, red bustier, blue shorts with white stars, gold tiara, and indestructible bracelets, became part of her identity. Carter performed many of her own stunts, solidifying her place as a real-life action heroine. She wasn't just acting, she was Wonder Woman for an entire generation. With the success of Wonder Woman, Lynda Carter became a superstar almost overnight. She graced magazine covers, appeared in interviews across the globe, and became one of the most recognizable faces of the 1970s. But with fame came pressure. Carter later admitted that being in the public eye was often overwhelming. She was expected to always look perfect, behave graciously, and live up to the image of a real-life superhero. It wasn't always easy, she revealed in interviews. There were times I felt more like a doll than a person. Despite this, Carter used her fame wisely. She didn't allow Hollywood to box her in. She pursued a music career, releasing albums and touring as a singer. She also chose to step away from acting temporarily, choosing projects on her own terms. She refused to be typecast. While many knew her as Wonder Woman, few initially realized Lynda Carter's musical talents. Her voice was powerful, smooth, and evocative. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, she performed in nightclubs, television specials, and even in Las Vegas. In 1978, Carter released her debut album Portrait, which included several original songs and even a duet with Kenny Rogers. Though not a commercial blockbuster, it showcased her vocal range and songwriting abilities. But Carter's voice extended beyond music. She used her platform for activism, long before it was common for celebrities to do so. From women's rights to LGBTQ+ advocacy, Carter championed causes she believed in. Her alignment with the LGBTQ+ community was particularly impactful. She has always expressed gratitude to her gay fans who kept the Wonder Woman legacy alive long after the show ended. She once said, "I feel like I was a gay icon before I even knew what that meant." Behind the fame and glamour, Lynda Carter struggled with deep personal battles. One of her most painful and public struggles was her alcoholism. In the late 1990s, Carter entered rehab. It was a bold move at the time, particularly for someone with her public image. But Carter was open about her recovery journey. "I was functioning, but I wasn't free," she said. With the help of her husband and a strong support network, she committed to sobriety. Another tragedy came later in her life. In 2021, Lynda lost her beloved husband Robert A. Altman, a respected lawyer and CEO of ZeniMax Media. They had been married since 1984, a rarity in Hollywood. His sudden death from complications due to a medical procedure left Carter devastated. "I feel like my heart has been ripped out," she said during a heartfelt interview. "But I try to live every day in a way that honors him." Despite the pain, she remains resilient, a trait she shares with the character that made her famous. As Hollywood evolved through the 1980s and 1990s, many actresses of Lynda Carter's generation struggled to find meaningful roles. But Carter was determined not to fade into obscurity. She strategically transitioned to more nuanced, mature roles in television movies and dramas. While she never abandoned her Wonder Woman legacy, she refused to let it define her entire career. In the late 1980s, Carter starred in a series of made-for-TV movies including Daddy, 1987, and Stillwatch, 1987. These films allowed her to explore dramatic roles that focused on real-world issues, parenting, trauma, and relationships. Though they didn't receive blockbuster acclaim, Carter's performances were consistently praised. Carter also appeared in films such as Super Troopers, 2001, playing the role of Governor Jessamine, a part that cleverly allowed her to satirize her own public persona. She later reprised the role in Super Troopers 2, 2018, further displaying her willingness to laugh at herself and embrace pop culture status. What set Carter apart was her ability to evolve, not by desperately chasing youth, but by accepting change with grace. She made choices that aligned with her strengths, took breaks when needed, and always returned when the time was right. It's impossible to talk about Lynda Carter's continued impact without addressing her timeless beauty and fashion sense. As she approaches 74, she is often described as ageless, radiant, and even unreal. But Carter is quick to remind people that aging is a gift, not a curse. She has long rejected the pressures of Hollywood's obsession with youth. In interviews, she has emphasized the importance of self-love, natural aging, and inner confidence. "I haven't done anything to my face," she once told a reporter. "I want to look like me, not someone else." Her wardrobe remains chic and classy, often featuring bold colors, elegant gowns, and statement jewelry. Whether attending premieres or hosting charity galas, Carter continues to turn heads. Her 2018 appearance at the Kennedy Center Honors was widely praised. She wore a stunning royal blue gown that reminded fans of her regal presence. In recent years, her Instagram and red carpet looks have sparked thousands of headlines and millions of reactions online. In every photo, she radiates the same confidence and kindness that made her a star nearly 5 decades ago. While Carter's career has been nothing short of iconic, she has always insisted that her most important role is that of mother. She and her late husband Robert Altman had 2 children, James and Jessica, whom she has always kept largely out of the spotlight. Her son, James Altman, is a lawyer, while Jessica Altman followed in her mother's musical footsteps and became a singer and songwriter. In fact, Lynda has performed with Jessica on stage several times, calling those moments among the proudest of my life. In various interviews, Carter has shared that motherhood grounded her. "It kept me from being swept away by the madness of fame," she said. "Being a mom reminded me every day of what truly matters." Even while working, Carter often structured her career around her children's schedules. She refused to take on roles that would separate her from her family for long periods. In many ways, this sacrifice defined her legacy as much as Wonder Woman did. In recent years, Lynda Carter has become more vocal about women's rights, sexual abuse, and the long-overdue conversation about equality in Hollywood and beyond. She has used her platform to speak out against misogyny, especially in the wake of the #MeToo movement. In 2018, she revealed that she had been the victim of sexual abuse during her early years in the industry. While she did not name names, Carter's bravery in coming forward gave many other survivors the courage to share their stories. "I kept quiet for a long time," she told the Washington Post. "But I'm not afraid anymore. I want young women to know they are not alone, and they are not powerless." Her advocacy goes beyond Hollywood. She has worked with Planned Parenthood, women's shelters, and organizations focused on mental health and domestic violence. Carter's activism is rooted in authenticity. She doesn't just speak, she acts. Today, Carter is considered not just an icon of beauty, but of resilience and strength. In an age where celebrity activism is sometimes performative, hers is heartfelt and deeply personal. One of the most delightful chapters in Carter's later career has been her return to the Wonder Woman universe. In 2020, she made a surprise cameo appearance in Wonder Woman 1984 as Asteria, a legendary Amazon warrior. The role was brief but significant, acting as a bridge between generations. Fans erupted with joy upon seeing her back in the world of Themyscira. For many, it was an emotional moment, seeing the original Wonder Woman share screen space in a modern adaptation led by Gal Gadot. The two actresses formed a warm relationship. Gadot has often referred to Carter as her mentor, while Carter has expressed pride in Gadot's portrayal. "She is wonderful," Carter said. "She brings a modern elegance to the character while staying true to the essence of Wonder Woman." There are also rumors of Carter playing a larger role in the upcoming Wonder Woman 3, currently in early development stages. While the future of the franchise remains uncertain amid studio changes, Carter's involvement is seen as a symbolic passing of the torch and a celebration of legacy. Even in brief appearances, Lynda Carter reminds audiences why she is forever linked with a character who embodies truth, courage, and compassion. And she embraces it fully, attending fan conventions, interacting with fans online, and frequently expressing gratitude for the role that changed her life. Lynda Carter didn't just play Wonder Woman, she became Wonder Woman for millions of people. Her version of the character was much more than tights and a lasso. It was about dignity, strength, hope, and humanity. And as decades passed, her portrayal became more than a nostalgic memory, it became a cultural touchstone. Unlike many actors who attempt to distance themselves from their breakout roles, Carter embraced her legacy with grace and pride. "I'll always be Wonder Woman," she often says. And that's a great thing to be. This commitment has kept her connected to generations of fans. From comic conventions to feminist panels, from movie premieres to charity galas, Carter is continuously celebrated as a real-life symbol of empowerment. DC Comics has acknowledged her importance time and again, naming her an official ambassador for Wonder Woman's 75th anniversary in 2016. She even had a Wonder Woman Barbie doll created in her likeness, and her image was used in various merchandise lines and comic book tributes. Her influence is baked into the mythology of the character. But perhaps her greatest legacy is the impact she's had on young women. Many actresses, journalists, athletes, and political leaders have cited Lynda Carter as a role model. She showed them that you could be beautiful and intelligent, fierce and kind, feminine and powerful. As Lynda Carter nears 74, fans continue to ask, what is her secret? How does she maintain such elegance, poise, and beauty without resorting to excessive cosmetic procedures or disappearing from public life? The answer, according to Carter herself, is balance, joy, and authenticity. In various interviews, Carter has broken down her self-care philosophy. No extreme dieting. She believes in moderation, avoiding fads. She's always emphasized healthy, whole foods, plenty of hydration, and not punishing her body. While she's never been a gym rat, she maintains a consistent level of physical activity. She enjoys yoga, walking, and dancing. Mental health and peace, meditation, spending time in nature, and surrounding herself with positive influences are essential to her well-being. Avoiding cosmetic surgery, "I want to age naturally," she has said. Lines on your face are a record of your life. Her skincare routine is simple but consistent, relying on sun protection, moisturizing, and rest. A purpose-driven life, Carter has emphasized that staying active, creative, and passionate keeps her youthful, not just physically but emotionally. And of course, genetics plays a role, but so does her constant effort to nurture her inner self. "It's about feeling beautiful, not just looking beautiful," she once remarked. The loss of her husband, Robert Altman, in 2021 marked one of the darkest chapters in Lynda Carter's life. Married for 37 years, the couple had built a quiet, love-filled life together away from Hollywood's spotlight. His death due to complications from a medical procedure left her heartbroken. Carter mourned openly, sharing her grief with the public. In an emotional tribute on social media, she wrote, "You are the most honorable, kind, and intelligent person I have ever had the privilege to know. You are the love of my life." In the months that followed, Carter slowly found her way forward. One of the ways she coped with her grief was by returning to her first love, music. In 2022, she released a deeply emotional original song titled Human and Divine, a tribute to Robert. It was her first new music in over a decade and received widespread acclaim for its vulnerability and honesty. She also leaned on her children, her fans, and her passion for performing. She began to appear again at events, speaking publicly about grief, resilience, and honoring love. "It's not about moving on, it's about moving with," she said during a radio interview. "You carry the love with you. That's how I go forward." These words deeply resonated with fans who have also experienced loss. Once again, Carter didn't just portray strength, she lived it. Now approaching 74, Lynda Carter continues to astonish audiences with her vitality and relevance. While many stars of her era have quietly disappeared, she remains visible, powerful, and inspiring. So what's next for this timeless icon? There are rumors that Carter will reprise her role as Asteria in Wonder Woman 3, depending on the development of the DC universe under James Gunn. Whether it's a cameo or a central role, fans are eager for her return. Following the success of Human and Divine, Carter has hinted at releasing a full-length album inspired by her late husband and her journey through grief and rebirth. She remains active in women's rights, LGBTQ+ causes, and mental health awareness, continuing to use her voice to champion justice and kindness. From fashion events to interviews, Carter remains engaged with the public. She often takes to social media to connect directly with fans, sharing insights, personal reflections, and occasional Wonder Woman throwbacks. Perhaps most importantly, Carter is focused on being present. She embraces the wisdom of age, finds joy in the everyday, and holds space for both pain and hope. "I don't want to be anyone but me," she told People magazine. "And I feel lucky to be me. I still have a lot of living to do." Lynda Carter isn't just a woman who wore a costume. She's a cultural pillar, a feminist icon, a mother, a widow, a performer, and a survivor. She inspired young girls in the 1970s to believe in themselves. She taught generations of women that they could be strong without losing their softness. She reminded the world that grace and dignity don't have an expiration date. And even as she approaches 74, Lynda Carter remains every bit the Wonder Woman. Not because of her powers, but because of her humanity. So yes, when you see Lynda Carter today, try not to gasp. Because what you're seeing isn't just beauty, it's the legacy of a real-life hero. If you were inspired by Lynda Carter's incredible journey, her strength, her beauty, her resilience, even at nearly 74, then stay with us. Don't forget to like this video if you believe aging is a strength, not a weakness. Subscribe to our channel for more video about legendary icons who continue to defy expectations. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story that inspires, surprises, and moves you. Let us know in the comments what Lynda Carter means to you. Or simply write Wonder Woman forever if she still holds a special place in your heart. Thanks for watching.